What's going on, fam? About to do a live. Hmm. Yeah, I want to talk about keeping our investments off social media. I just recently did a an interview. What up, Hoghead? I appreciate you tuning in, good brother. You subscribed, click like and share for all of those of y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to do this YouTube and this Instagram. Y'all, if y'all on Instagram, y'all go to YouTube. I'm gonna start using my YouTube more often. So I'm gonna do this YouTube because I want to talk about. I did this hip hop uncensored video the other day, so it's been, getting a lot of feedback from people, and they wanted to know. They wanted me to elaborate. What did I mean? I ain't on here to be gossiping and none of that crap. I was just talking about. They was asking me about. I'm the real estate guy, so they was asking me what do I think about all of these gurus coming under fire, fake gurus falling off, things they going through and all of that. So what's my thoughts about social media? I mean, what's my thoughts about, what's happening with these gurus and all of that? So what did I mean when I said I started talking about on a rumor? I said, based on the rumor, I did this, and based on the rumor, I was able to do that. Now, I said that because we got some of the brothers that will go on social media and say, we about to do this. I can think of a few brothers, some of our real estate guru brothers, alleged guru brothers, who supposed to be businessmen in the community, and they went on social media and said, we're about to go, I'm about to buy this, and I'm about to buy that. And I looked at it and I knew right then and there, I said, them ain't no real estate investors, because we know the effects of promoting what we're about to do on social media or out into the general public, or most importantly, around people who got money. I learned at a very young age to don't be bragging about something to nobody that got money, because they will go buy it out from under you. You know what I'm saying? So when I talked about on social media, I was not social media, when I was on YouTube on that Hip Hop Uncensored show, I said that based on the rumor that I heard that Steven Spielberg was in LA buying swampland. And I felt that as an investor, seeing that if Steven Spielberg was buying swampland in said city of Palace, was it Playa del Rey, Playa Vista, I was like, shit, I want some swampland. I said based on a rumor that I found out that that Warren Buffett was in the Mojave Desert buying land, I wanted to buy some land. You see what I'm saying? Now I didn't have them super duper, I'm gonna buy it all up, deep pockets like that, but I had enough that I can go buy some land and make a profit off of it. So what was my point of saying that? My point was saying that you got to think about the magnitude of the people that are talking. Whenever Warren Buffett says he's thinking about doing something, this is one of the biggest gurus, one of the biggest real estate investors and business investors in the world. So whatever he's thinking, whatever he's focusing on, whatever caught his attention, and he's thinking about putting a little money into it, you got a lot of other people who are wannabe investors or other diehard investors that follow him to see what he's doing, what he's thinking, what he predicts, what's his projections for 24. So whatever he think, whatever he say, whatever he gonna do, they gonna make a move on it too. So I'm saying that if you are claiming to be a guru and you going on social media, or you going on media, on television, television, and you telling people, hey, uh, shit, I was in such as the Mojave Desert the other day. I thought that was a great idea to pick up some land for some solar panels. You best believe all the real estate investors around the world that follow you are going to go buy that Mojave Desert up within 24 hours. The whole real estate dynamic is going to change because Warren Buffett has spoken, because Elon Musk has spoken, because Steven Spielberg has spoken, because Richard Branson has spoken. When you have a multi-billionaire talking about doing something, or when you have a guru that everybody knows and that a lot of people know and follow, you best believe that one post, that one statement on social media, that one statement on TV is going to change the dynamics of whatever it is they said that they would like to invest in. So if you got an alleged guru from the African American community, from our community, saying that we about to do this, you got people that was going to make sure that never happened, because if they thought that it was a good investment and they got hundreds of thousands of followers, then you got some people who got a lot of bread that's going to see that and say, I'm finna buy that quick. And they just pick up a phone, call a realtor, say, I want that, make sure that shit happens, whatever it costs. Why? Oh, because I see this guru out the black community, he's pretty smart and he got a lot of people following him. He's saying he's getting ready to buy it. So if we can get it first, we'll be good. So that was my point. So a rumor is enough to make people go spend a lot of money. I've learned that in my lifetime. When people saw that I was about to do stuff, when people found out that I was doing stuff, I had a lot of people that jumped into it without asking me or without telling me, and they just went, bought it up and pushed the price of the industry up. So that's when I learned how to keep my mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a real investor, if you are a real guru, and you are about that life and you know how to do this, you would know that is one of the biggest no-nos. And like I said, I bought that up because I see too many people making that mistake. You know, just like when I first came out here to Georgia, I was thinking about investing and I was so excited, and I was like, I didn't really think about it too deeply because I wasn't thinking about really investing out here. You know, I was like, it might be nice. I might consider it, but I wasn't sure yet. So I was just riding around, and I did a Facebook Live or something back then. It was like 2015, 2016, something like that. And I'm just riding around, and I did a Facebook Live, and I'm like, man, look at these buildings. Look at this. Look at that. It's only 1,500. There's a lot of vacant houses out here that look decent. That's only like $3,000, 15,000, 10,000, below 10,000. And I'm like, man, I think I'm about to buy some of this shit up because this don't make no sense. How you guys got vacant houses across the street from the boarded up houses across the street from a HBCU? How is that even possible that this is one of the baddest HBCUs in the country and they got boarded up houses directly across the street, but yet they be having a housing shortage? I don't understand that. So I'm like thinking, I didn't get that. I didn't understand it. I understood it to the point that I said, they can't be that crazy. And I realized just because people run an institution, just because people got money don't mean they smart. That's what I do. I make a living off of teaching people about investments. I make a living as being people advisors. You know, that's why I was Dr. Sabi's advisor, because, you know, see, we tend to think that just because somebody is a billionaire, a multi-millionaire, just because somebody got a lot of money, that mean they smart. That mean they know about everything. We can ask them about everything. That ain't true. People who got money, people who are billionaires, definitely people who have made it to a billionaire, people who have made it to multi-millionaires, these people all have advisors. Excuse me. These people all have advisors that advise them on great opportunities that's happening. And I do a lot. That's why you'll hear me say, I was an advisor to the Compton School District. I was an advisor to the Inglewood School District. I was an advisor. You notice I will be in situations where they be like, I know a lot of millionaires and billionaires, and they be like wondering, how do you know these people? You know, because I'm an advisor. I do stuff that they don't have time to do. I got time to research things that they don't have time to research, that you cannot research on that you can't research on social media. You cannot research these things on Google. You know what I'm saying? If Warren Buffett is thinking about buying some land in the middle of the Mojave Desert, you can't Google that. that ain't researchable. It may not show up anywhere. So people will go and try to research that and be like, it ain't nowhere on social media. It ain't nowhere on Google. So why would I take your word for it? And I tell you, it was a rumor. I heard a rumor. Somebody said they saw him out there and he pulled up and a bunch of his people was with him and they was looking at some dirt and blah, blah, blah. So all I know is I'm about to go buy some dirt because Warren Buffett was definitely confirmed that he was there in the Mojave Desert. So, and that's how you win. So that information is valuable to a lot of the people that I consult to. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard those people in those alleged leaders, those alleged gurus in the African American community, in our community, talking about what they was about to go do, and they're about to go buy this, I said, that's some BS. They don't know what they're doing. They are not no leaders of the community because you know not to do that. You know, and like going back to the story I was saying earlier, I realized back then in 15 to 16, when I came out here, after I turned around and made that Facebook social media post, I said, I can't believe it, all these vacancies in front of these schools. I can't believe it. Man, they should be fixing them up and renting them back to the schools for student housing. You know what I'm saying? They should be fixing them up. I would fix them up. I would buy all them boarded up houses directly across the street from Morehouse, directly across the street from Howard University, directly across the street from Southern University, blah, 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 blah. I would buy all them up and fix them up and rent them all back to the students at those schools. Because if they want to live in some top-notch, super amazing property, you know, because they pay a lot of money to live on campus, and I'd be like, man, my stuff is going to be more advanced, more room, and more nicer, and it's going to be cheaper than what you can get on campus. That's the type of stuff I would have done. But because I made the mistake, yes, me, I made the mistake and said it on social media, which I then had to come back and coin later, that the revolution shall not be social medialized. Don't be going on social media talking about your future real estate and business investments or ideas, your business ideas, none of that. Because people is really on here. And I found out the hard way that people was really following me on social media. They like, TJ went 30 years in low riding and we didn't know what the hell he was doing because he didn't have no social media. I didn't have no social media. I ain't had none of that because it didn't exist back then. And it pissed people off because they would pay people to find out what am I thinking about doing. I would notice people asking me, what's my next move? Like, why you worry about my next move? Because people was paying them to ask me that. Y'all heard what I said? In low riding, I was such a builder in that community that people was paying people that was around me to ask me, what's my next move? What am I thinking about doing next? How did I do this? What am I about to do? Why? Because that was valuable information. If I'm thinking about doing this, if I'm thinking about doing that, having the knowledge for the next step of something that's not happening right now is very lucrative. So I was creating a bunch of very lucrative situations in low riding. So people around me was trying to get my intellectual property. So I learned back then, don't be telling people my business and keep an ear open for people asking too many damn questions. Excuse my language for cussing, but y'all know that's me in my Dr. Savvy voice. Let me give me some ice water, y'all. It's hot. So anyway, you don't be giving your information up, y'all. I see people making big mistakes on social media. So what was I saying about the brothers, the gurus who was on social media during the interview? People saying, TJ, can you elaborate? Can you tell us what was you saying? You know, I said, I don't get involved in all that mess, but I don't like having to answer for other people who are scammers. I don't like having to answer for people who are out here trying to destroy the African American community. But I will tell you that yes, if these people are out here doing stuff like this, they just fundraising. So people coming on social media talking about they're about to do this and they're about to do that, they're fundraising. That's all they're doing. They're advertising, they're fundraising, trying to raise some money. They may not necessarily be thinking about doing that. They ain't trying to do that. They just trying to get you to send more money because they want you to think they're making big power moves. They're making big power moves. So if you want to be a part of these big power moves, send them some money. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they wanted you to do. So that's why I tell people, don't be paying attention to these cats on social media, that's in these that really tell you they the real leaders, because they really not. These cats don't really know what they doing, but they here to fundraise. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. If you are a real estate guru, if you're a real estate investor and you know what's going on, and that means you would supposed to know what's happening around the country. Or are you supposed to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on in your community that you're talking about? And if you don't, and you out here telling people that you're about to do this, you're about to do that, they're misleading people. They disinformationing people. They want you to do this because they're being paid to do that. Let me say that again. People who are telling us to do certain things are being paid to do that. So again, just like in that interview, you heard me being interviewed, and the guy, they start asking me questions about people and other people and all of this. And I said things like, I may have responded, and I said, at what point did celebrities become the leaders of the black community, and when did they start teaching us business? The only thing I've learned from most celebrities is how to go buy a Gucci belt, how to twerk, how to turn up, how to drink lean. These are the things that we're being taught in our community. You know what I'm saying? I sit back. I like my beard. Ain't nothing wrong with my beard. Don't hate. You know what I'm saying? I look at people. This beard keeps me under the radar to where I can go look at some real estate and they won't pose me as no threat. Keeping it 100 with y'all. Now, I wanted to elaborate on that more. You know what I'm saying? When we pull up to certain situations, like, for example, when you go in to buy real estate, you don't want to go pulling up in no brand new SUV jumping out the back. You don't want to pull up in no convertible Bentley, Rolls Royce, or Porsche, or even nothing too fancy. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to get it at a good deal. You don't want the price to go up just because you pulled up or how you pulled up. When I pull up, people look at me with my beard. People look at me, you know what I'm saying? My hat may be older. My shirt may be older. My pants may have a little dirt on it or something. And then they don't really take me serious as if I got a lot of money, so they can be honest. They be like, man, I'm just trying to get this much money. That's, if I can get that, I'll be happy. But worst case scenario, I'd probably take this much money less. But when you roll up, blinged out, perfect shave, Rolex on your wrist, a big old pimp player hat that our people be wearing, them big hats with their cigars they be smoking, that is all telltale signs of money. And now a person who was trying to get rid of something is not trying to get rid of it. They want top dollar for it. So I like to go in there looking like I really ain't got it. I like to go in there being normal, and that's my life. That's who I am. I want to be normal. I don't want raise no flags. I don't want people looking at me, and that's what we are not supposed to do as investors. So we have to learn the game, y'all. If y'all don't know how to learn, if y'all don't know the game and you want to learn the game, buy a copy of my book, matter of fact. Monetizing Gentrification, Building Black Ownership. I broke it down. Two books. You know what I'm saying? Get to the second one. You know what I'm saying? I broke it down, what's going on, the things that's happening. Matter of fact, I got some online classes coming up at tjlofton.com. I got some webinars, and I got some classes on my website at tjlofton.com to tell y'all what's going on, and I'll be doing more. But, let me go back in a little bit deeper. People who don't know what they're doing send up red flags, can make it bad for everybody else. I'm going to say it again. Alleged real estate investors that don't know what they're doing make it bad for everybody else, for real estate investors, where I want to be able to walk into a certain community and look at some land and say, they got 300 acres over here for sale and it's listed pretty cheap. I want to go over there and get that. It should be cheap over here because it's in the middle of nowhere. Well, I don't want to hear, oh, wow, I saw you guys on social media. Your leader, the real estate guru name is such and such. he or she just raised a bunch of money and they're doing this. They're selling land at a premium of 10,000 an acre. So therefore we just raised the price because you guys are really coming out here a lot into this small town. In fact, we haven't seen that many black people come out this far out looking at land ever. So therefore, normally we want $500 an acre, but now since it's a lot of y'all coming out here, you the third person this week, we want 15,000 an acre now. Y'all heard what I said? Just that quick. People who don't know what they're doing will start making videos. I will never forget it. These people was gonna retain my services, and I think they just literally had me around so that they can leverage my name. So that they can leverage me. They'd be like, TJ be here, TJ's here, we're gonna bring TJ on. So everybody got excited. Oh, TJ here, then I mean they know what they doing. And they got excited about it, but they never retained my services, so I stopped going around. But my point is, I did want to see what does 500 acres look like, what does 1,200 acres, what does 2,000 acres look like in Georgia. I was very proud of them for doing that, but then they quickly reversed it and it became a scam. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know what they was doing. But because they did not know what they was doing, it pushed the cost of real estate up. And they ended up in the newspaper where the city had put a moratorium on them. And in that moratorium, they said they've been following them on their social media, and they've been illegally possibly selling land to people without even paying the land off before they selling it. It's not legal to go buy 100 acres and then say you selling land for 10,000 an acre, and yet you ain't never subdivided it, you ain't never paid it off yet. So how you gonna sell something that you don't even own? You know what I'm saying? So my point is, when I was reading in that article, it was this big write-up about the African American community. Immediately, I looked at the prices of that neighborhood start popping up. Stuff start popping up for sale. Immediately, I looked at the city, slapped a moratorium on them, and said, basically, while we figure out what we don't want y'all to do, we just gonna put a moratorium on y'all so y'all can't do shit. So we can make some laws that have never before existed before y'all got here. Before y'all got here, you can buy land and do what the hell you wanted to do with it because it was all white people doing it. White people, you want to put a RV on top of this land and put that next door to a high rise and next door to a container home, and next door to that be a fourplex, and next door to that be some a live, work, eat, play city. They didn't care because there was no laws. There was no nothing. You could just do what you wanted. But now that black people went out there and started buying land and started promoting it on their social media and said, we're going to do more. We're going to sell to more black people and bring more black people out here. They slapped that moratorium on there because they said they had an uproar within that city. And it was telling them, look at their social media. Look at their social media. They're telling other black people to come, and everybody raised their prices. All of them raised their prices. Oh, shit, if these niggas want to come buy that old land I got, I'll sell it to them, but they're going to have to give me $1 million. So my point was, they put that moratorium on them people, and it said, we know we ain't got no laws in place to stop you from doing so that you can't do what you want to do. But because y'all trying to attract more black people out here into this small white town, we're going to put a moratorium on your land that you can't do nothing. You can't build a house on it. You can't put an RV on it. You can't do nothing. If when you're out there, we don't want you to have too many people out there. We don't even want you out here. So they put that moratorium on there, and it basically said, we don't want you doing nothing while we figure out ways how to fuck you over and make it a law where you can't do nothing. Does that make sense, y'all? They said, we know there is no laws preventing you from doing whatever you want to do. Tiny home or high rise on your land. You can do whatever you want. But now, because y'all advertising that y'all buying land and selling land on social media, they put a moratorium on them saying, we don't want you doing nothing until we figure out how we can legally put the paperwork together and say that you can't do not a damn thing with this land. So what did that just do? That fucked it up for people like me who said, oh shit, If they out there buying land and they're going to build a black city, I want to own the land across the street because I'm going to build shopping. I'm going to sell them all the stuff they need. So, because I know the game. So now, because they messed up, now it messed it up for everybody else. So that's why I say the revolution shall not be social medialized, people. And when I see people on social media doing it, I said they're doing it because white people have paid them to do it, and they're paying them to go fuck up the market. Excuse my French. They're paying them deliberately to go out there and mess up the market and push the cost of real estate up, since they know other black people are going to come. That's how you create a false market. You see what I'm saying? They are creating false markets, and then at the same time, they're making black people not want to deal with black people. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and that's what I was talking about on that video that I just did, that Hip Hop Uncensored. I didn't get to elaborate the way I would have elaborated because the brothers were just asking me questions. So anyway, getting back to the point, when one person makes a big mistake because they don't know what they're doing, you may think you know what you're doing, but just simply asking the wrong questions of the right people. Like me, when people ask me questions, I'm seasoned, y'all. I can get you to tell me all your business without even asking you questions. You know what I'm saying? I can I can just make little bitty gestures and you'll start spilling because you want my help. You want me to tell you some answers. You want to pick my brain. So while you think you're picking my brain, I'm really picking your brain. And you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize it because I'm a seasoned expert. This is what I do for a living. I make investments. I buy stuff. I start businesses. I've helped people do that historically in my whole life. I got over 30 something years in this, you know? So when people come to me, I recognize game real quick. I recognize who's supposed to be doing this, who don't supposed to be doing this, who knows what they're doing, who don't know what they're doing. I can spot a billionaire who pretending to be broke. You know what I'm saying? I can spot somebody who got some money who's pretending to not have no money. You know what I'm saying? Because why? I just been around them all my life. I know what they look like, you know? Most people looking for a Rolex, most people looking for a big doo-doo chain and all that. No, that ain't what you look for. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what you look for. That's them new age wannabe, them new age people, them new age rappers. Old money is quiet. Old money is hidden. Old money is seasoned money. You don't know you got to be taught how to recognize. You got to be around it to see it. You know what I'm saying? But people who posturing, pretending, I see that all the time, and that's all over social media. I'll never forget, I saw a post on social media back in the days, and somebody said, it's a lot of broke people running around here in the black community, but you got to be very careful because they got nice cars, they got nice clothes on, they the best dressed ones here. You know what I'm saying? They got the nicest cars here. It's very difficult to spot them because they got all the bling bling. They fresh haircuts, beard shaving, nicest clothes, nicest cars, parked in the valet. You know, they want you to believe they really got it, but them is the people that ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, they got us all figured out. They got our people all figured out, you know. So that way, when I come walking up, it's so funny. They don't even recognize me. They like, he must really ain't got no money, because black people pretending to have money always is fancy. Black people historically is fancy dressed, they figure. So when I come pulling up in my little bucket, you know what I'm saying, they automatically know he ain't got no damn money. But the same profile that I fit, if I was a white guy, they would stop what they doing and want to talk to me because they know that motherfucker got money buried in the backyard. He probably one of the richest cats here. Let's go talk to him because he got that long ass beard and we know he got some money. But because I'm a black man, they looking like, nope, that's not the MO for black people. Black people be sharp. Black broke people be sharp. Black people who ain't never did it be sharp, and they talk a lot. They talk too much because they want you to know it, so then they try to challenge us. Be like, you ain't got enough money to buy this, and then that's a challenge. Then they be like, yes, I do. Whatever you want, I can afford to pay it. And next thing you know, they fuck it up for everybody else. Excuse my French, y'all. But anyway, my whole point is, y'all, we got to stop paying attention to the television. a lie vision. Stop talking our business on social media. Stop. The revolution shall not be social media live. That's my original statement, y'all. Ain't nobody else using it. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can use it, but that's mine. Make sure I get my credit. But people, when you do that, I watch people push the cost of real estate up on a rumor. I watch people push the cost of real estate up on a rumor, and it ain't cool. It ain't cool because I'm used to paying a certain amount of money for certain things. But when I start seeing people promoting it on social media, like in Inglewood, California, I was watching that market and I was following it, and I knew that it was about to blow, and I start seeing people gathering up real estate. It was snatching it up real quick. I don't even know who that is. Eating Cole. I don't even know who that is. Y'all got any questions for me? Let me know. Every day it's a new guru pop up, y'all, by the way. I don't be on social media like that, y'all. I'm not that kind of guy. I'll be doing stuff. I'll be out here bending corners looking for stuff, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the social media, the revolution, real estate revolution should not be social medialized, y'all. So I can't promote what I do because of my background, because of where I come from, because of my accomplishments in real estate and business. I cannot be talking about what I think. I can't be talking about driving around showing y'all what I'm interested in looking at, because too many people will make a move on that, So if I'm seriously considering buying something, I'm not finna do it. I can't promote it. I can't post it. Just me saying, hey y'all, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere at such and such little small town. You best believe my real estate business friends, they're gonna be like, let's pull that shit up. What is TJ doing in such and such Georgia? What the hell is TJ doing out there? Then they pull it up. They be like, oh, we went to Dominican Republic, purchased a restaurant. I think he got pushed out. But he sells business packages and help with funding. Never heard of him, you know what I'm saying? But it is so many gurus, y'all. See, I did not start off. My thing, I'm not really some guy who wanted to sell y'all classes. That's why you didn't go on my page and find classes for sale up until recently. I didn't do that because that wasn't what I was doing. I was told by Dr. Sebi I needed to teach people what's going on so people won't end up homeless, so people won't end up waiting to buy a cheap house and get locked out the real estate market. You know what I'm saying? So I was supposed to be helping black businesses take off. I'm out here to help black businesses become successful. I'm out here to help people start black businesses. I'm out here to help people create jobs in our communities. I'm out here to make sure people that want to own a home can get a home and they know which kind of home to buy, where to buy it at. So I was mainly trying to go to the school districts and talk to the kids. I was trying to go to the different places and talk to the people, to our community leaders. I wanted to coach our community leaders and tell them what's going on. But I found out that they wasn't really here to help. Y'all heard what I'm saying? I found out the hard way that our community leaders that are speaking black, we buy black, we working together, we all black. It's about buying the black dollar, keeping the black dollar in the community. That ain't what they was really about. You know what I'm saying? I was under the impression they was here to help, but I found out that most of them not. Most of them here to sell you some classes. You see what I'm saying? They proclaiming to be gurus and experts. The only thing they gurus and experts of is selling classes. You see what I'm saying? That's what they brilliant at. Because I'm like, man, people making a lot of money. I'm hearing all about these classes people selling, and it's like, I'm being pushed into doing classes. I've always been pushed and told I should be doing classes. TJ, you should be doing classes. I wasn't necessarily here to do classes, and I like my information to be up to real time, because different things happen by the day. And I don't want to have something that I said. I did not want to have something that I said 6 months ago still on my page, and I'm still selling it for $1,200, and y'all taking that information, and then somebody say, well, that ain't true, TJ. That's 6 months ago. They've been changed that law. I didn't want that to happen, so I never created those classes to sell. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. I have some old videos and people be calling me and talking to me all the time. I do a lot of consultations and trainings. So if any of y'all interested in consultation or training or booking me to come speak, let me know. But other than that, I'll do those consultations. And people say, I was on your page and I saw that you had neighborhoods talking about they was $200,000, and I was wondering where you were, because there was some nice houses for $200,000. And then I look at it, I said, no, that was like 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They're not 200,000 no more. They like 950 now. And they be like, oh, wow, I didn't see the date. So I imagine having classes sitting up there and all of a sudden people calling me, asking me about that price. I'll be like, that's an old price. You know what I'm saying? So I like my information to be up to date in real time. So that's why I like to do consultations. I like to do trainings. I used to do a lot of one-on-ones because I could, tell people about their area. But when I do like I got some webinars coming up. I just had an amazing class yesterday, amazing webinar yesterday. And I got classes coming up, and it'll be talking about from a whole around the country, not just in your city or your state, but it'll be a little bit about all what's happening around the country. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm doing a one-on-one training class, if you from Jackson, Mississippi, we're going to talk about Jackson, Mississippi and surrounding areas. If you from New York, we're going to talk about New York and surrounding areas, because I've been to all these states. You know what I'm saying? I've traveled, I've researched, and I constantly coach and, talk with people about these areas. But yeah, anybody got any questions for me, any thoughts, any ideas? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I told myself I'm gonna stop doing the 2 hour the 2 hour Zoom calls and stuff, webinar, we call 2 hour lives, and try to keep it down to a minimum. So if I can get off here soon, this will be one of the shortest that I've done. So let me go into my promotion side. I would appreciate y'all support. There go my Cash App, Thomas TJ Lofton, money sign Thomas TJ Lofton, LOFTIN, the same name on the book. If y'all like to get a signed copy of my book, this is a cold real estate book of what's going on around the country. I did 25 states when I wrote this book, and I got like it's $54 to your door in America. If you're out of America, it's gonna be more. But if y'all interested in my coaching, if y'all interested in a consultation, a 1 hour consultation, or even a 30-minute consultation, you can go to my website and inbox me. If y'all interested in taking one of my classes, I got a class coming up. It should be on my website, or it's about to be on my website. I think it's one next Wednesday. I also got a free one coming up. I found it difficult putting together a team, so I particularly gave up on the business venture, but I will be looking forward to the upcoming seminar. Okay, appreciate that. That's why I do what I do, y'all. I put together teams. Business owners that got businesses, it's very difficult to run your business and try to scale your business all at the same time. I'm not particularly knowing about Nova Scotia, but I know Canada is a little bit different. But yeah, y'all. See, I like Canada because Canada is like, look, we don't want no more foreigners over here. Canada, like, we don't want y'all messing up our cost of real estate, messing it up like America. So we don't want no more foreigners over here. So they will block people in a minute. You see what I'm saying? Canada will block people in a minute, and I appreciate that. I respect that, because why would you allow foreigners to come over here and be investors and just want to buy it and rent it up? They'll pass laws in Canada saying that you got to live there. If you're not living there, you can't own a house. They'd be passing some laws in Canada. And I appreciate that. We need some of those in America. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them letting any and everybody come over here that want to make an investment, and people will buy up hundreds of houses just to rent them out. And that will drive the real estate markets crazy. So anyway, I got I got a free webinar coming up, and I'm gonna talk about what's going on around the country, and I'm gonna also talk about my services. So don't think I'm just gonna get on the air and people be like, TJ, they be doing master classes, and it was just them talking about themselves. So are you gonna do that? No. I'm gonna give up some game. If it's a 1 hour it ain't finna be no master class. It's finna be a real estate, whatever, something about what's going on around the country, things you need to know, I'm gonna talk about what's going on around the country and why you need to invest and why this is the services I provide. But if I talk for an hour, it will probably be 30 minutes of straight game, things you need to know. So people who know about real estate, they may want to take it and run with it. Other people who say they need their hand held a little bit, so I'll do 15 minutes of promoting my products and then letting you know who I am, what's my background, and then maybe another 15 minutes of questions and answers. You know what I'm saying? I'll do some Q&A because I enjoy doing Q&As because people be like, they tell me what's going on around the country that I didn't know. I'm like, I got my team, but man, there's so many states in America and there's so many small towns. Just Georgia alone, I need a team of about 150 people to go keep up in every city in Georgia by itself. California is another fast growing state that I got so many people that I talk to on the regular about what's going on in California. And it's a lot of talking, y'all. It's a lot of people that I got to deal with. So I cannot even possibly think that I know everything. It ain't even possible, but I got my finger on the pulse of a lot of stuff going on. I know a lot more than 99.75% of the people do. That's why I get to have conversations. I consult with celebrities. I consult, if you look me up, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, somebody hit me with this old picture of me and Brother Polite and Ramses Barton and Ryan Hollins or something like that. And they're like, yeah, you just fuck with him? Like, that's an old ass picture, dog. You know what I'm saying? We used to coach the same football player. You know what I'm saying? He was on his spiritual whatever side and I was on his business side. You know what I'm saying? So, so I coach people and consult people, advise people, and do a lot of speaking so people will know what's going on. Because, like I said, if they would have followed my lead since 2012, there wouldn't be no homelessness like there is now. We wouldn't have the problems we have now. Because I like to consult with attorneys, I like to consult with city leaders, politicians, and let them know what's going on. Because a lot of our black politicians don't know real estate. They graduated from this college and got all this great college information, but it's not transferable. It's not going to help the black community. Black community need to know what's going on with real estate. Black community need to know what's going on in the job market. Black community need to know what's going on in the business market. How can we grow businesses in our community? So that's the stuff I consult them with. Because remember, I don't know if y'all know, but I come from the lowrider industry and I helped to pioneer a whole industry, brick by brick. I helped to build it. Powder coating, sandblasting, chrome platers, metal stainless steel polishers, metal straighteners, auto body, auto painting, rim shops, stereo shops, tire shops. I help people open up all that. Building a whole infrastructure for lowriding, and lowriding is one of the best untapped markets in the world. That's why you'll look me up. I teach lowriders, custom car, classic car classes as well, because I own Lofton and Pallet Parts. I still manufacture car parts to this day, and that's how I got into this part right here, because I had to teach my people that work for me. I had to make sure they were straight. I had to make sure they owned houses. I had to make sure they didn't get bad loans on their houses, because if they messing up their lives, they going to mess up my money. You see what I'm saying? And I couldn't run my business if my employees could not afford to live nowhere. So I had to have my finger on the pulse of everything they needed or everything they was doing. I was even a divorce attorney, not an attorney. I was even consulting them on how to talk to their divorce attorney. I was even consulting them on what size wedding ring to buy their wives, because I didn't want them going in there going broke trying to buy stuff they couldn't afford. So I could talk about a lot of different things, y'all. And that's why I try to communicate with black-owned businesses so that I can make sure these people that I'm talking to, I can direct them back home and keep the money in the community. Anybody else got any questions for me? Because I'm about to get on out of here. I appreciate y'all support. If you on YouTube, I appreciate it if y'all hit that button and subscribe. And like the video, share the video with your friends. This is a nice short one at 44 minutes. I tried, y'all. Try. I'm doing good. I'm keeping it under an hour. I'm keeping it under 2 hours, but this is under an hour here. Instagram, I appreciate y'all if y'all follow and share the video. Click like, but I appreciate y'all. Other than that, I appreciate y'all if y'all want to sign up for one of these classes coming up. I got a free webinar coming up next week. Like I said, about 30 minutes of me talking about what's going on around the country and the world. I got 15 minutes talking about me as a person, why you want to deal with me. And then I got 15 minutes of Q&A. So I'm breaking that down. So I don't want to waste nobody's time, because I don't like nobody wasting my time. So I tell you up front, being very transparent, what I'm going to do. I'm not going to trick you and tell you it's a master class and then spend a whole hour telling you about me. So that ain't how I roll. So anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all time for tuning in. And share this video, y'all. And let me know. Peace and love, family.